Absolutely, and we're very excited that today we're launching a new finance series right here on Expresso Show. Now, we're calling it Expresso Wealth Wednesday, and each week we'll be sitting down with a celebrity to learn a bit more about their relationship with money and what they would still like to learn when it comes to managing their finances. Because at the end of the day, we're all the same, living with the same kinds of realities. We've got to work hard, pay our bills, and this is where our certified financial planner, Grant van Zyl, then steps in. And today we're starting with a man that we all know very well, our very own Senior Graeme Richards, who's currently, of course, going through a big financial development, the addition of a little new member to his family.
Whoa, whoa.
Yes.
It gets real very quickly. And I love the fact that you've been through that as well, not only a financial advisor, but also a dad. Which I think almost interests me more. But it's amazing how quickly life gets real when you get that news.
You're fully qualified to be giving advice on this.
Oh, gosh.
So how are you feeling about this, the day drawing ever closer?
Terrified. In a word, terrified. Because, and certainly from a guy, there's this pressure. You want to live up to not just your own expectations, but it's the family's expectations. You've got this beautiful little life, this little soul that's now in your care. So it's amazing the boundaries that get set. But I'm obviously incredibly excited. It's a little boy on the way. So I've got his first 18 years of activity mapped out, and the sports we're going to play together, and the mountains we're going to climb together. But I am thinking a lot more seriously about my financial well-being. Not tomorrow, not next year, but 20 years from now.
The good thing about it right now is that I see Grant laughing, which means after the stress that you're going through right now, there is a bit of enjoyment and laughter. And I'm sure you can relate to many of the things that he's talking about.
No, most definitely. You know, when I did my advanced scuba diving course, the instructor came up with a process whenever you face a tricky situation. He said, the first thing you do, you need to stop. And then breathe. And then think.
I was about to think, how are you putting scuba diving into this right now?
Think, and then don't forget to breathe again. And then act. And then don't forget to breathe again.
100%.
I want to ask you about the way in which your approach to money and finances has changed over the past, let's say, 10 years, especially looking at where you are right now. With the imminent
man, it's amazing. I mean, I've been looking at that, doing kind of a bit of a self-audit. Started very young. I was a teenager when I was kind of out there in the industry, working for myself. So very entrepreneurial, very fly by the seat of my pants approach, really good at making money, not so good at managing money. Certainly not very good at managing debt. And those have been a big lesson, repeated lessons throughout my adult life. So I think that's been one of the biggest evolutions, is kind of managing risk, managing that debt. And now starting to look at that long-term growth plan, compound interest, compound growth, something that we hear on the show all the time. And I think something that flies past most people's ears, because you kind of assume, well, investment is for the finance guys, the G-money over there. That's not for me, but that's now something that is, it's not just a nice to have, it's something that I must have.
And I think Grant has some power-packed tips to give you.
I don't want to charge by the hour.
Luckily, we're only having here for 4 minutes, so it's cool. So we'll talk to Grant very shortly about some of the best advice that he has for Graeme right now, given his position in life. So stay tuned for that. And something very, very exciting that I can't wait to tell you all about.